Hi, my name's Alison and I have the Facebook page Family History Hunter. Family history is something that I have been addicted to since 1995-96 and it came about quite simply because my dad bought me a computer to use at university. It was a Packard Bell and it came with software that included family tree software. I discovered that my grandma was very much into the hobby of genealogy. She was an active member, I should say, of the Hampshire Family History Association. She gave talks and all sorts of things, and she was particularly interested in her own surnames of Ludlow and Jolliffe. So she did a lot of research and she introduced me to the work that she'd done. I'm really lucky because I started my hobby so long ago that over time people, instead of throwing things away, have given it to me. I need to do a better job at cataloguing everything I've got. This is certainly true, but I've got lots and lots of original resources. I've also bought things, though. I've got a whole file, for example, of birth, marriages and death certificates, which is a little bit extreme probably. I thought I'd start off with my first video saying hello to show you my prized possession. And this is a deed box that belonged to Esther Elizabeth Caswell, who was my great-grandma. She was born on the 10th of November 1875 in Ebchester. Her father was William Henry Charlton, who was born in 1827, and her mother, Margaret Ridley. Now, she was called Esther Elizabeth after an earlier sibling from her father's earlier marriage who had died. This chest should have contained property deeds, and there are some property deeds in here, but there's also a wealth of other material. It's just absolutely extraordinary. I had planned to do a blog and go through different things, but you know, I haven't actually had the time. It's always the same thing. I haven't had the time. Need to make the time. Always get distracted with the things, but there's all sorts of things in here. This is her father's diary. If we look inside it, start from this side, it says, William Charlton's book, Ebchester Station. That's because they had the Station Hotel in Ebchester. They also lived at Milkwell Burn at the same sort of time. They seem to be in two places at once. He starts his diary February the 10th, 1876. It's an amazing resource. I knew that he had family that had gone to America. It was like a family story. Oh, we had family that went off. Couldn't find any information about it. Turned the diary upside down and look in the top corner. There's their address. So I was able to find them on the US Census, which is just extraordinary. Anyway, so this book, we're not talking Samuel Pepys here. This guy was minimal in his writing. He gives us a whole line for each day. So if you look at the beginning, it says, an account of what work is done and where I am every day. And that is literally all there is. He has two children at this point. We've got Esther Elizabeth and her brother William, but they are barely mentioned in this book. Each line tells you what he did and usually the weather. So, for example, the first entry on the 10th of February 1876, it says, at Shotley Bridge with Copeland and at Medhamsley Shop with the horse, stormy. Now, that's not that the horse is called Stormy, it's that the weather is stormy. This is a feature of the time. So, for example, 2 days later, on the 12th, he's at home and it's stormy. Okay, it's stormy an awful lot. He talks about the funerals that he's gone to. On the 26th of February 1877, he's at Mrs. Graham's funeral. It's very stormy. If we keep going through, so on Monday, the 10th of June 1878, he's at Concert Court and went to Durham Fair. He's laying the muck on the 19th of August 1878. He's at home. The Hounds was here on the 19th of March 1879. On the 7th of August 1879, he's at father's with the children. That's one of the few times that he even acknowledges that he has children. They don't really feature very much. As it goes on, sometimes he's very, very, very brief. At home, so from February 9th, 1880, he's at home every day until the 19th, when he's at home leading muck. On the 21st, he's after the hounds, the meet at the ship. On the 28th of March 1880, is at father's with the children, Easter Sunday. So they've obviously gone to his dad's for Easter Sunday to have a celebration. On the 19th of January 1884, there was a tremendous blast of wind. Many houses blown down and people killed. So I would be tempted to look that up. So that's the 19th of January 1884. Let's do that. Let's look up and see what happened on that date.